games for Saturday. I almost completely forgot about it. Oh, but I remembered. So, Friday's game. This surprised me. Friday actually has some important games. Now, the first one is number 11 Miami at NC State. Doesn't sound all that important, but NC State could trip up Miami, and then Miami would be done. Like, no shot at the national championship. So I'll be keeping my eye on that, and it will be on the road. Miami is laying 10 points, but NC State doesn't have Devin Leary. I don't think they have him. I would have to do a check on that. Last time I checked, they don't have Devin Leary for that game. But they're laying 10. I would take the points, but still taking Miami to win that game. And then a huge non-Power 5 game. Number 9, BYU against number 21, Boise State. BYU laying 2.5. I would actually lay those points. This is a spread information, if you will. Take it or leave it. It's up to you. BYU laying 2.5. I would lay those points. I think Zach Wilson is really good. It's not that long of a trip for BYU. I think they'll be all right. All they have to do is win by a field goal. I'm confident in that. Then we get to Saturday's games. Michigan at number 23, Michigan at number 13, Indiana. And Michigan is a 3.5-point favorite. I'll take those points all day long, and I'm going to say Indiana on the money line. I think Michigan is not that great. I know Joe Milton showed signs of brilliance, but this is on the road, and Indiana has already beaten Penn State at home. So I'm going to take Indiana in the upset. Take the points. Take Indiana on the money line. The first Pac-12 game that I get to do a spread pick on, Arizona State at USC. USC laying 10.5. Now, there's one thing that I've learned in the past. Whenever a conference is starting their first week slate of games, it's really a crapshoot. And I know USC is favored by 10.5, but I would take the points, but I still think USC is going to win that game. I'm going to say USC by 10. There you go. The game that I'm going to be most interested in, West Virginia non-ranked. I was about to say a number, but they're non-ranked. 4-2 against number 22 Texas. I will do that all day long. They're also 4-2. I'm not saying West Virginia deserves to be ranked, but neither does Texas. They should not be ranked. Anyways, Texas is favored by 6.5. Of course, I'm going to take the points, but I don't know if I would take West Virginia on the money line. However, I would say this. If you look at this series, the road team actually has won this game. And West Virginia is the road team, and West Virginia did look pretty good against Kansas State. So I'm literally changing my mind right now on camera. Give me West Virginia on the road to upset Texas. There you go. Number 25, Liberty at Virginia Tech. Liberty 6-0. Virginia Tech 4-2. Virginia Tech laying 14.5. I'm definitely going to take the points. I don't know about Liberty with the straight-up upset, but if Liberty were to beat Virginia Tech, that is a huge win for Liberty. Take the 14.5, though. Ooh, the Jacksonville matchup between Florida and Georgia. Number 8, Florida against number 5, Georgia. Florida's 3-1. Georgia's 4-1. Georgia is only a 3.5-point favorite. On the Facebook groups that I'm a member of, and I do messages and all that, the Florida fans, they're chirping right now. They're saying that Florida is going to blow out Georgia. This is the year. They swapped 3-game winning streaks back and forth, and Georgia has a 3-game winning streak over Florida, so that means it's time for Florida. I mean, I'm hearing it all the time, night and day, about everything. I'm not picking the upset here. I'm going to take Georgia. I'm going to lay those points. I think Georgia will win by at least a touchdown, probably 10 points. They have a great defense. The offense is looking better and better, and I don't trust that passing defense from Florida. Prove me wrong. And I said the same thing whenever they played Texas A&M. People were calling me crazy, but it was a bad matchup for Florida. Their passing defense against Kellen Mond and that halfway decent passing offense, it happened. Florida's not winning this game. It's going to be Georgia by at least a touchdown. Jumping over to the Big Ten, Purdue at Wisconsin. Wisconsin laying 8.5. This all depends on if Wisconsin can field enough players, and if they can, if their major players can play. I mean, Purdue is a decent team, and if Wisconsin can't get all of their good players, including their quarterback, I don't think their quarterback's playing this game. He's out for 3 weeks. This could be a close game. I'm actually going to take those 8.5 points if the game actually gets played. I'm not willing to take Purdue on the actual upset yet, but I'm going to take those 8.5. Back to the Big 12, number 14, Oklahoma State at Kansas State. Oklahoma State 4-1, Kansas State 4-2. Oklahoma State's a 2.5 point favorite. Give me those points, and I think Kansas State comes back and upsets Oklahoma State for 2 losses in a row. And then I think next week Oklahoma State goes on the road and loses to Oklahoma, and we'll have 3 losses in a row. I think the snowball has started for Oklahoma State, and it's just going to keep going. They have a great defense, and if their offense would do what people were saying it's going to do, Oklahoma State could be a great team, but it hasn't happened. Their defense has done their part, but their offense, huge letdown so far this year, especially Chuba Hubbard. Back to the Pac-12, Stanford at Oregon. Oregon laying 11 points. I'll lay those points. I think Oregon will be all over Stanford. And then the big one, number 1 Clemson, 7-0 against number 4 Notre Dame. This is a tough one. So you go back and you watch the Boston College game. The offense actually didn't look that bad. Clemson's defense was thin, and it showed. Clemson was actually down most of the game. They had to actually come back and win that game. That was against a lesser team at home. Now they have to go on the road to a better team in Notre Dame without Trevor Lawrence and beat Notre Dame. And I think they do it. Clemson beats Notre Dame by 10 points. And here's why. Notre Dame has had one good game, and that was against Pitt. All the other games, yeah, they've won, but it's been sloppy. It's been messy. Quite frankly, it's been not good. This is where Notre Dame loses. Clemson goes into South Bend and breaks the heart of the Irish, and I think Clemson wins by 2 touchdowns. I know that it sounds bold, it sounds crazy, but it's really not. I go back and look at trends, and Boston College is a really good right. Notre Dame is overrated, guys. I'm telling you, Notre Dame is overrated. So I know I've picked Notre Dame to make the playoffs before, but when I went back and looked at their previous games, broke it down, that record is not what it looks like, guys. It is not what it looks like. I think Clemson defense shows up. They're going to have a few more key players, not all of them. They're not going to have Trevor Lawrence, but they will have Travis Etienne, and that backup quarterback for Clemson, he's not too shabby either. He's really good as well. And if their defense holds their part, and I think they will. I think they learned their lesson against Boston College, and they're going to get a few key players back, and they're going to be amped up. I'm telling you, Clemson's going to come out firing, and Notre Dame's going to be like, man, we blew it. There you go. Clemson by 2 touchdowns. That's my prediction for that game. We'll see how it goes, and if Notre Dame were to somehow win that game, trust me, I will be back here next Monday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock Pacific, 3 hours back. Y'all know. Y'all do the math. and I won't eat my crow with any of these games. And you know, because I don't run and hide. When I'm wrong, and I'll admit it.